This was my first game soundtrack. I hoped that my outsider's perspective would lead me to do something a bit different, even if that was more by luck than design. Maybe it's because I wasn't very good at playing it that it struck me that in this game you can die a lot but never run out of lives, meaning that you frequently restart levels. So I wanted to find a way to avoid listener fatigue, caused by hearing the same intro to the same piece of music over and over again. I enjoy creating improvised arrangements of tracks in the Hidden Orchestra live shows, and I wanted to find a way of bringing some of these ideas to this game soundtrack. I told a friend who is a game sound designer what I wanted to do, and he introduced me to software designed for adding sound effects to games, which also has powerful tools for creating adaptive music, Fmod Studio. This provided me with everything I needed, including some new ways of composing inspired by using tools designed for creating randomized sound effects, such as rain, footsteps, or gunfire. Each of these blue boxes contains a playlist of variations on a melody, rhythm, or other instrumental part. Carefully controlled randomization is used to select one of these parts, using layers of fine-tuned conditions and probabilities to create new arrangements constantly, so that the music in this living soundtrack will never sound exactly the same twice. It's really exciting for me to know that the music will be different for every player every time they play, and I find it compelling that each time I listen to a track, it has probably never been heard before, and that version of the track will cease to exist as soon as I press stop. Here are some of the basic techniques I'm using to create generative music. In this example, a new kick drum sample is chosen every half a second, creating a generative kick drum pattern. The percentages represent the probability of each part being chosen. This is the main tool I use to influence the direction of the music. The same principles are being used to choose all the different sounds in the track. In this example, I recorded 18 different piano chord variations, and a new one is chosen every 10 seconds. The probability of parts being selected is equal, and I've set it so that all of the chords will play once each in a random order, then cycle through them all again and again, in a new random order each time. Drums join when you have half solved the puzzle. In this piece, Rebecca Knight is playing a single 2-minute-long rising cello melody at 3 different pitches, with one extra ornamented version and one displaced version, which is played slightly late to create added suspensions and dissonance. Every 40 seconds, a version of the melody, or silence, is chosen according to carefully set probabilities, meaning that there are usually 3 cellos playing once the piece has got going. There are only 6 options that can be selected, but due to the differently weighted overlapping probabilities, there are many thousands of different combinations, and the piece will rarely repeat itself. For example, with the silence option at a 7% probability, and it needing to be selected 3 times in a row for all the parts to fall silent, it means that every 40 seconds there is roughly a 1 in 3,000 chance of total silence for 40 seconds. This means that about once every 32 hours the piece might go completely silent. Contrastingly, for only one of the 3 cellos to stop playing is a 1 in 14 chance, and will happen on average every 10 minutes. So not only can a simple canon like this play infinitely without directly repeating itself, but the next time you play it, the chances of it playing the same way are almost 0. Composing music, like any creative task, is about making a series of choices. You reach a fork in the road and choose a direction to take. For every choice you make, at least one other option remains unexplored. Perhaps there are parallel universes where all of these other compositions exist. But composing music using carefully controlled randomisation to make choices between several different ideas allows you to explore multiple options simultaneously, and many different versions of a piece of music can exist at once.